Uh, Dear brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, Sukhi Hotu, may you be well and happy. So, as you know, this is the eve of the auspicious occasions. This to celebrate the birth of the Bodhisattva, or in other words, Prince Siddhartha. His enlightenment becomes a Samma Sambuddha and Mahaparinibbana. When Prince Siddhartha was born, at that moment, he uttered these 5 words of wonder. Ago ham masmin lokasa. I'm the foremost in the universe. Ceto ham masmi lokasa. I'm the greatest in the universe. Seto ham masmi lokasa. I'm the most praiseworthy in the universe. Ayamanti majati lokasa. This is my last existence. Nati dani puna bhavoti. I will have no more birth in the future. So these are the 5 words of wonder which was uttered by him. Then, when he became enlightened, this was the words or stanzas of victories uttered by him. And then we are going to chant these verses of victories tomorrow morning at about 5 o'clock. Aneka jati samsaram sandavisam anipisam gahakaram gawe santo dukkha jati puna punam gahakaraka ditosi puna geham nakahasi sapate pasuka baga gahakutam visangkatam visangkarakatam citam tanhanam kaya majaga. The meanings through many birth in samsara, have I wandered, seeking but not finding the builder of this house. Sorrowful is birth again and again. So repeated birth is indeed suffering. O householders, your sins. You will not build this house again, for your rafters are broken and your rich pole shattered. My mind has reached the unconditioned. I have attained the destructions of craving. So, who was the builder of this house? The builders of the house was tanha, craving. Tanha is the cause or the origin of suffering. So because of this tanha, these mental defilements, we have this body. As long as we have not yet removed or abandoned tanha, the cause of suffering, then we shall be born again and again. But finally, he has seen it. Seen it means he has realized the Four Noble Truths in all the 12 aspects of the Four Noble Truths. So you shall build no house again. In other words, the craving is uprooted. Then this craving will not become a cause for rebirth or to build another house. All your rafters are broken. It means other defilements are also destroyed or uprooted. Your rich pole is shattered. He also has uprooted avidya, ignorance. Ignorance or avidya, in fact, is the roots of suffering, is the roots of mental defilements and other evil deeds. So the mind has attained the unconditioned, in the words nibbana. These were the stanzas of victories uttered by the Buddha immediately after his enlightenment. Then, at the time of about to pass into Mahaparinibbana, the passing away of the noble one is known as Parinibbana. It's because there is no more birth. Worldlings or those who have not yet attained enlightenment will subject to birth again after passing away, but not the noble ones like the Allah, Sammasambuddha, Pachika Buddha or Arahant. So before the Mahaparinibbana of the Sammasambuddha, this is the last words, the last sayings or the teachings of Buddha. Vaya Dhamma Sankara Apamadena Sampadeta. So these two words, Apamadena Sampadeta, you might have heard it very often. In other words, accomplish your training with mindfulness. Vaya Dhamma Sankara means all conditioned phenomena subject to decay, subject to change. They are not permanent, they are undependable. So that's why the Buddha gives the final words of Apamadena Sampadeta. Only when you could accomplish your trainings with mindfulness, then you shall be free from this conditioned phenomena. Then you shall be free from this samsara cycle of birth and death again and again. So as long as we have not yet realized the Four Noble Truths, then we shall subject to this samsara, taking birth again and again. Maybe now in this world, then if one is ignorance and one had committed a lot of evils, then one will be born in the world of suffering. If one has taken birth in the heavenly world, Deva, one may become forgetful of doing good, accumulates merits. Then when the life in the Deva world has expired, one may take birth again in the human world or in the states of loss again. So this is the cycle of birth and death. As long as one is not yet accomplished the training. So the teaching of Buddha is summarized into three kinds of training, or sila, the observance morality, samadhi, the practice of concentration, and panya, the development of wisdom. So as long as we have not yet accomplished these three kinds of training, then we shall take birth again and again. That's why the Buddha says, Apamada dena sampadeta. That means apamada, always be heedful, always be mindful, in order to accomplish these three kinds of trainings. So it's important to understand the essence of teaching, the essence of teaching of Buddha is Four Noble Truths. Everyone who has taken refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha should make an effort to understand the teachings of the Four Noble Truths. In fact, the entire teachings of the Buddha is based on Four Noble Truths. So, when the Buddha has attained enlightenment, when he declared to the world that he has attained enlightenment and became a Sammasambuddha, is because he has realized all the 12 aspects of wisdoms in the Four Noble Truths. Each truth consists of 3 aspects of wisdoms. The first is knowledge of the truth, or Satyayana. The second is knowledge of the function of truth, or Kijayana. And the third is knowledge of the function of the truth, or the knowledge that has been performed, Katayana. So each truth consists of 3 aspects of knowledge or wisdoms. So what is Satyayana? One, understand, for example, the truth of suffering, dukkha satya, as it is. Then one should understand what is the function of this truth. The function of this truth, dukkha satya, the noble truth of suffering, should be understood. So, how one is able to understand fully the first noble truth? Then one must develop the path. So, the second noble truth, one understand the truth of the cause suffering, tanha, as it is. Indeed, this is true. What are the functions of the second noble truth? The function of second noble truth should be abandoned, or should be removed totally. Then the third noble truth, the truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha satya. One understand this truth as it is. One should know that the function is that this truth should be realized or to be experienced by oneself. And the fourth noble truth, magga satya, the truth of the way or the path leading to the cessation of suffering. One understand, one knows this way or the practice as it is. One should also know the function. This truth, or the truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering, should be fully developed. So, if one aspires to understand the truth of suffering and to abandon the cause or the origin of suffering, and in order to attain cessation of suffering, one must develop the path or the way. So, if one understands the teaching of Buddha, one knows that we have to deal with the cause. We have to deal with the cause of suffering. As long as the cause of suffering is not yet abandoned, one can never attain the cessation of suffering. So the commentaries give a simile. The commentaries say that just as a lion directs his strength against the man who shot the arrow at him, not against the arrow. So the Buddha deal with the cause, not with the fruits. So if you shoot an arrow towards the lion will go after you, not the arrows. So similarly, if you want to overcome suffering, you must see the cause, the origins. So similarly, you can apply these teachings of the Buddha in your daily life. If you wish to solve problems in life, you have to find out the cause. If you know the cause, then you shall be able to find the solutions. Such as physicians, when a patient goes to see a physician, physicians know that he is sick or not well. The physicians must find out the cause of the sickness. Then it's because the physician know the cause of sickness well, then could prescribe the right medication. Then who should take the medications? It's the patient himself. So when the patients follow the instructions, taking the prescriptions, then eventually the sickness is cured. So similarly, suffering like the sickness, the cause of sickness like the cause of suffering. If the cause is not removed, then one cannot, the sickness will not be cured. One cannot attain cessation of suffering. So one needs to take the medications. Similarly, if one aspires to be free from suffering, then one must develop the path. And no one can develop this path for you. The Buddha only say that Tathagata has shown you the way, the path. You yourself have to strive. No one can do it for you. So if you do not understand the teaching of the Buddha well, at least you should remember these 8 factors of the path. 8 factors of path, which is known as middle path or middle way. And these 8 factors of the path are not outside you. These 8 factors of path are all mental factors. That's why we say the path is in you, is in your mind or in your hearts. You need to put effort to develop it. So everyone should make an effort to remember these 8 factors path, to bear in mind. The first factors are right understanding. The second, right thoughts. The third, right speech. The fourth, right actions. The fifth, right livelihood. Number 6 is right effort. Number 7 is right mindfulness. And number 8 is right concentration. So you have to remember these 8 factors of the path. And as the followers of the Triple Gems, the men know is Upasaka, ladies know is Upasika. The meaning of Upasaka, Upasika means one is drawing near the Triple Gems, one is drawing near the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, So one should put effort to understand these 8 factors of path. The first factors of path is just to understand these 4 noble truths as they really are. The truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of cessation of suffering, and the truth of the path or the way leading to the cessation of suffering. As long as one has not fully understood the truth of suffering, one will not be able to abandon the cause of suffering. As long as the cause of suffering is not abandoned, one cannot attain a cessation of suffering. So in order to be able to understand fully the truth of suffering, one must develop the path, the 8 factors of path. Then, what is right thoughts? Right thoughts are thoughts associated with renunciation, thoughts associated with absence of ill will, in other words, thoughts of loving kindness, thoughts associated with absence of cruelty, in other words, thoughts of compassion. So these 2 factors of path constitute the training in wisdoms. Then the next 3 factors constitute the training in morality. They are right speech, right actions, right livelihood. So what's right speech? Right speech means to abstain from false speech or lies, to abstain from divisive speech or malicious speech that cause disharmony between 2 good friends, 2 parties, or 2 countries, or to abstain from harsh speech, to abstain from frivolous speech or idle chatters. So we need to abstain from these 4 kinds of unwholesome speech. When one is able to observe the 4 precepts well, undertake the training not to tell lies, one should be able to abstain from the other 3 kinds of unwholesome speech. What is the right actions? As you know, is to abstain from unwholesome body actions. There is to abstain from killing, to abstain from taking what's not given, to abstain from sexual misconduct. Then the third factors in the training of morality is right livelihood. It means to abandon wrong livelihood, such as selling, trading in weapons, intoxicants, drugs, dada, ganja, and so on. Then, right effort. There are 4 kinds of right effort. In fact, the training, the success of training is based on effort. If one does not put forth enough effort, one is not able to achieve or to accomplish the training. Similarly, one needs to put effort to be successful in their life, in their career. So effort means to arouse energy, to arouse the mental effort in order to prevent the arising of evil that have not yet arisen. When you put forth effort, then you could abstain from evil. So this effort is important. The second effort is one put forth effort to abandon evil or whatever unwholesome states that have arisen. For example, when there's a thought of ill will arising, if one has the effort, one would overcome or remove it immediately. One will not let the mind dwell on the thoughts of ill will. So then the third effort is striving for the arising of wholesome states that have not yet arisen. For example, if one has not put forth effort to cultivate the mind, for example, to develop thoughts of loving kindness, then one should put an effort to arouse the arising of these wholesome states or thoughts of loving kindness. If one has not yet put forth effort to practice mindfulness, to arouse the mental state of mental states of mindfulness, then one should put forth effort for the arising of these wholesome states. Then one should also put forth effort to sustain it, to stabilize it. So this is the fourth kind of effort. So in fact, when you develop wholesome mental states, for example, when you practice loving kindness, as you make a mental wish, may all beings be well, happy, peaceful, may all beings be free from suffering, then the unwholesome thoughts, for the thoughts of ill will or cursing cannot be arise. So when you have effort to develop wholesome mental states, evil mental states cannot arise. Then what is right mindfulness? Mindfulness here refers to the practice of four foundations of mindfulness, which is the essence of the teaching. The essence of teachings of Buddha, in fact, is meditation or mental cultivation, mental developments. So as long as one does not develop mindfulness constantly, continuously, one cannot gain concentration and wisdom. Wisdom is developed through the practice of mindfulness, but before the arising of wisdom, mindfulness meditators also need to attain certain degree of deep concentrations. So there are four objects of mindfulness: body, feeling, the mind, and Dhamma. So there are these four foundations of mindfulness. There are these four objects for you to establish the mindfulness. And right concentration consists of absorption concentration, as well as concentration, which is known as vipassana samadhi, which leads the meditators to realize the true natures of mental physical phenomena, or the true nature of existence. So there are these 8 factors of path. Do you think you can remember in your mind? Even you could not understand the teaching well, you do not have much time to read the scriptures, you should at least remember these 8 factors of the path: right understanding and right thoughts. These 2 factors constitute the training in wisdoms. The next 3 factors, right speech, right actions, right livelihood, constitute the training in morality. The last 3 factors, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration, constitute the training in concentration. So you can see that in this path, this training in morality, training in concentration, and training in mindfulness. And the training in morality, in Pali, is known as Silasika. It is the cause of concentration. And concentration is the cause of arising of wisdoms. So some teachers like to use a simile, just like the pagoda, or the base is a sila, or the middle is a concentration, and the pinnacle is a wisdom. So, in fact, we have only these three kinds of training in the teaching. Now, there's no prayers in the teaching. We have to practice these three kinds of training in our daily life. So these three kinds of training is related to our daily life, our life from one moment to next moment. In other words, these trainings help us to purify our three conducts, or three kinds of karma. There's mental conduct, verbal conduct, and physical conduct. The training morality help us to purify our verbal conduct and physical conduct. But in fact, when we take up the training in morality, what has been trained or cultivated is the mind. When you observe sila, morality, for example, the 5 precepts, it also, that observance is involved the mind. Sila, morality, is defined as cetana sila. In other words, intentional restraints. When you observe the 5 precepts, it involves a mental state known as cetana sila, or intentional restraints. For example, when the mind is defiled by hatred, anger, aversion, then there's a rising of unwholesome thoughts. For example, thoughts to tell a lies in order to destroy the welfare and happiness of one's enemy. But one realizes this is violations or transgressions of morality. One should not do it. So one should not do it is a thought of restraints. So because by these mental restraints, one is able to abstain from committing evil, that is telling lies. So if one is not able to practice these mental restraints, then one would violate the precepts. One would commit unwholesome verbal conducts, evil physical conducts. So even the observance of morality involves the mind. Only when you could practice mental restraints well, then you can also train your mind better. In words, you are able to meditate better. So by this observance of moral conducts, it helps to practice restraints, so that your conduct is refined, or your conduct is cultured. But one cannot uproot the mental defilements through the observance of morality. So mental cultivation is important. In the training of concentration we can say that is to help us to develop calmness. But calmness does not have the power to uproot the mental defilements. But we need calmness or concentration in order to develop wisdoms. So we cannot purify mental conducts to the training of concentration and training in wisdoms. So the ultimate aim of the teaching is to uproot the mental defilements. To abandon the cause of suffering, we need wisdoms. And these wisdoms can only be developed to the practice mindfulness meditation or to the development of the path. The path is the noble eightfold path. So one should always remember these 8 factors of path. So when one has developed these 8 factors of path and attained path knowledge, then one realizes that the functions of First Noble Truth should be fully understood. This function has to be performed. The Second Noble Truth, the function is to abandon the cause of suffering. This function has to be performed. The Third Noble Truth, the truth of cessation of suffering, that should be realized or should be experienced by oneself, also has been performed when one has developed the path fully. So on these auspicious occasions, one should make an effort to remember these 8 factors of path. These 8 factors of a path help you to purify your own conducts, your verbal conducts, physical conducts, and mental conducts. So we can say that the teaching of Buddha is to lead us to attain ultimate purification of these 3 conducts: verbal conduct, physical conduct, and mental conducts. So I wish all pious devotees, as you have gone to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha for refuge, you should realize that you should see this 4 Noble Truths with wisdom. So as you know, in the Dhammapada, the Buddha say, one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha should see with right knowledge. Right knowledge means the path knowledge, or supramundane wisdoms, the 4 Noble Truths, the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of cessation of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path leading to the cessation of suffering. Then the Buddha say, this indeed is a safe refuge. This is the refuge supreme. Having gone to such a refuge, one is released from all suffering. So what does this mean here? In fact, here we have to strive to attain supramundane refuge. When you take a true refuge, that refuge may not be firm because it's still defiled by ignorance, by wrong view, wrong understanding. So that refuge is not a mundane refuge. But one who understands this teaching from these Dhammapada verses, the Buddha wished that we could realize or attain supramundane refuge. This supramundane refuge is observed by the Noble One, at least one who has attained the first stage of enlightenment, Sotapanna. So I wish all of you have the aspirations to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, to develop these 8 factors of the path in your mind, so that you can see the truth by yourself and attain the safe refuge, or in other supramundane refuge, and attain liberation from samsara, and live in peace and happiness.